Hello everybody, I'm Aaron Dotson and I'm a culinary development specialist, and today we're making double cinnamon sugar cookies for this week's Cookie Jar Friday segment. Our double cinnamon sugar cookies take the basic sugar cookie recipe up a notch with some warm cinnamon sugar spice. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our dry ingredients and we're gonna mix those together and then put them to the side. We have a bowl full of flour and we're gonna add in a little bit of cinnamon, some cream of tartar, some salt, and last but not least, some baking soda. And you're just gonna whisk these together until they're fully combined, and then we'll just put this to the side until we need to use it later. Turn it a little bit, make sure you mix it. You wanna make sure these are fully incorporated. All right, so now that we're done mixing our dry ingredients, we're gonna replace this with our butter. Just gonna swap this out. And now we're going to add some sugar into the bowl with our softened butter. Make sure that your butter is room temperature. This is gonna make sure that the butter is evenly distributed throughout the cookie dough. So now that that's into our bowl, we're gonna take a mixer. You can take a standing mixer if you want, if you have it. And we're going to blend this until it's nice and fluffy. And as you're doing this, you're gonna see that the butter and the sugar are gonna be coming up to a lighter color because you're incorporating a little bit more air into the butter and the sugar, which is ultimately gonna make it light and fluffy. Get the sides and the edges. All right. So now we're gonna add in our liquid ingredients into our sugar butter mixture. We're gonna add in eggs and some vanilla extract. And then we're just gonna mix until it's light and fluffy. All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna start incorporating our dry ingredients. We're gonna do this gradually just so that it's not a bunch of flour everywhere. It will get a little messy, but you don't want all of your ingredients going everywhere. So we're gonna start off with just a little bit of flour into our mixture. And then you're just gonna gradually mix it in. And as you can see, the dough is already starting to form. It's getting a little bit thicker. You're gonna wanna scrape down the sides as well, just so you can get all that flour into the dough. And as you can see, it's already starting to form into a little bit of a ball. Get all those sides, scrape that down. And then we're gonna add in a little bit more of our flour mixture. I usually like to do this in about 3 parts. And then get that in there and just keep mixing. And as you can see, the dough is getting thicker. Turn your bowl around a little bit. I'm going to scrape down the sides a little bit more. And make sure to scrape your spatula to get all the good stuff off. Okay, now we're gonna add in our last little bit of flour, and then our dough's gonna be finished, and then we're gonna refrigerate it for about 2 hours just so it firms up a little bit. So now that our dough is finished, we're going to scrape down the sides one more time, and then we're just gonna let this rest in the refrigerator for about 2 hours so it thickens up just a little bit. Okay, so now that we've chilled our dough for about 2 hours, we're going to start rolling our dough in some cinnamon sugar. So you're going to take some additional sugar, add it to another bowl. And then we'll take some additional cinnamon and add that to our sugar. And we're just going to mix this just until combined. And as you can see, these double cinnamon sugar cookies have cinnamon in the dough and also in the coating that's going on top of them. So now that that's done, you're either going to take a scoop. If you don't have a scoop, you can also use just your hands and make small little balls. And then we're going to roll those balls and toss them in the cinnamon sugar. So you'll take your scoop and make sure to scrape down the sides with just so that you get just enough dough into your scooper. You're going to take it in your hand, scoop it out, roll it into a little ball, and then you're going to toss it in your cinnamon sugar. I like to roll mine a little bit more. And then we're going to place it on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper, and we're going to bake these for 6 to 8 minutes in a 400-degree oven. And again, just keep rolling. Your hands will get sticky, so don't worry about that. Roll it again. Add them to your sheet tray. If you're using a half sheet tray, you'll get about 12 cookies on your sheet tray. All right, so it's been about 8 minutes and our cookies are done. They have crispy edges and soft insides. So we're gonna let these cool on the cooling rack, and then you can transfer them to a wire rack to let them cool for additional time. Thanks for baking along with us. Please be sure to share your cookies on social media. #ComfortAndJoy2022. And just keep rolling. Your hands will get sticky, so don't worry about that. Roll it again. Add them to your sheet tray. If you're using a half sheet tray, you'll get about 12 cookies on your sheet tray. All right, so it's been about 8 minutes and our cookies are done. They have crispy edges and soft insides. So we're gonna let these cool on the cooling rack, and then you can transfer them to a wire rack to let them cool for additional time. Thanks for baking along with us. Please be sure to share your cookies on social media. #ComfortAndJoy2022.